Well, hello again. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get back to doing another video here. And you guys, I got all excited about getting my bus, and then I got to work on it, and a couple weeks have passed, and it dawned on me that I needed to get just some updates. And I've been trying to do updates for a while now, but I tore out the bed that was here, and I you know, had to build a new frame, and I'm using a bunkie board to raise it up. One, so the heat, there's a heater in the back of the bus, so the heat can circulate better. And also, I'm building a crate underneath the bed, excuse me, and some shelves for storage, and then of course, the crate for my dog, so I can lock her in and actually have company in here. And just been doing some insulating. There's some other stuff that I need to tear out of here. I took four of the seats out to give some more room, and it's just between that and the cleaning and trying to drum up some more work and whatnot. And it's just been, it's not a complaint, just trying to let you guys know that I haven't forgotten that I've shared this, and then kind of left you hanging for a couple weeks. It's see, last time I did the video, it was December 2nd. Now it's the 20th. And I usually don't share this with people, but today's my birthday. Anyway, and I had a wonderful dinner with an absolutely beautiful couple. They are so adorable. Um, this evening, it was her birthday was yesterday, so we kind of shared birthdays today, and that was really neat. Um, and it was one of those impromptu kind of last minute things. I wasn't having that great a day, so they said, well, hey, let's go to dinner, and it worked. They're the kind of people that just, it's refreshing being around them. But anyway, my initial intention was to come on here and just do an update and kind of show you guys around a little bit, but I'm still trying to manage this. I don't know how to flip the screen so I can show you around and then flip it back, so I'm talking at you. So, and the other thing is, I'm just had something dropped on me the other night that I want to share, primarily because I know how difficult it is in any church, in any, whenever you're working with a people group and trying to all you know achieve common goals compatibly. There's going to be some issues. We're all decrepitly human, and it just, I guess we'll just leave it at that. There's going to be some issues, and I'm going to talk about that, one, in hopes that this might help others, and you can share your own little story down below if you'd like. That I'd really appreciate that. But also to kind of get it off my chest a little bit. I don't know why we use expressions like I get it off my, it's not on my chest, it's kind of on my shoulders. But anyway, and I would appreciate any feedback too, that if you think I'm off, then and they were in the right, then okay. Um but so every Thursday, and I'm not going to mention any names because I love all these people, and I'm not here to embarrass anybody, but things need aired. And like I said, hopefully somebody else can learn from this too. um every Thursday at my very small, humble little church that's full of beautiful people, we have a wonderful worship time. No matter how many or how few show up, we have some worship and we have some prayer. And then after that, we have a Bible study every Thursday. And it is just a fabulous part of the routine of life. And this past Thursday, my pastor, who is, again, he's a very humble, genuine soul. Just you can't help but love him, especially when you hear him preach and stuff. He and his wife are both just wonderful people. And he asked me if I could stay after the Bible study because they had to talk to me. So I did, and we're sitting there, and he expressed to me that there have been multiple complaints about my bus being at the church. And then I guess also my car, because I left my car there for now because I've been trying to figure out how to get them both to one spot. And, where I'm parked here, or even my car to a friend's house or whatever, because my bus is now my primary vehicle since it keeps my dog warm. I mean, right now the lighting's a little off because I've got the bus shut off and I'm not plugged in anywhere. So I've got a cordless light for right now, but it's warm enough. Why burn the fuel, right? But anyway, but there's been complaints. He said multiple complaints about my bus and my car, and I get it. My car shouldn't be just hanging out there. Shouldn't leave it there. But again, it's been 2 weeks, and I'm trying to get somebody to help me get my car over here, which to me is ludicrous, and you'll understand why that's a little more pertinent as I share with you the rest of the conversation. And as he's sharing these things with me, and he was absolutely polite, and and I felt bad that people are bothering him. But then as he gets to a certain point, he did explain to me that some of the complaints were that it looks bad with my bus out front. And that kind of caught me off guard a little bit because I parked closer to the front because most people that come to the church don't park up there, and I didn't want to be in anybody's way with this big vehicle. It's just the cabin part of it's 15 feet long. So I figured let's keep it out of the way. But then it dawned on me that, and I asked him, I said, so it's not just the neighbors, because I thought it was just the neighbors, the people living around the church that were complaining to him. He said, so it's not just the neighbors complaining. And he said, no, that people in the church have complained about my bus, that it looks bad. Let that sink in for a minute. Okay, now I'm going to skip over that for just a moment. Because my opinion, the larger issue is they complained to him instead of coming to me. They see me at least once a week, if not 3 or 4 times a week. And I've had this bus for a little over 2 weeks. But instead of having the respect and the care for me, they went and complained. They bothered. I mean, he's not my daddy. I mean, I fully get and I understand the structure that Paul laid out of the churches and the authority and the structure and stuff. But he's not my father. And I'm not a child. And on top of that, I think is it Matthew 13 or Matthew 17? Jesus lays out, if a brother offends you, you go to him first. I might not be a him, but if you believe that I'm doing something that in some way bothers you, you might not think that scripture that I'm pointing to fits, but oh yes, sweetheart, it does. And if I would, if you would have come to me and I'm, blow you off or get in your face about or anything, then you go to the pastor with me, the 3 of us. Nowhere does it say you call the pastor and browbeat him about another member doing something that bugs you. I mean, what book are you reading? And I've really tried to do this video without an attitude, but I have to say up front, I have had my fill of two-faced, fake people to smile to my face and complain behind my back is the same as being a liar and a fake. And I have no room for any of that in my life. That's what hurts. I don't know if I don't think the pastor told them, well, why don't you say something to her? But that should have been the response. Directing them to handle it biblically. I know what would have done in the past. I would have packed my shit and moved on, pretty much, because I just don't. I don't even know who has complained. Which, I understand. I don't necessarily agree, but I understand that he didn't tell me, and I didn't ask because I knew he wasn't going to tell me. But just the idea, I think that's a big part of it for me. Here we go again. Fall in love with this, beautiful group of people. And here the shit's already starting because my bus looks bad. Come say something. Say, wouldn't it be better to park? I mean, that's what the pastor suggested. Wouldn't it be better to park back, so it's not, right out front as people are driving by? Okay, I can do that. I think it's stupid. You're more worried about what it looks like driving by to other people who aren't pulling in the damn parking lot, probably because most of the people aren't out there witnessing to draw people in. They sure as hell aren't there with us Thursday night to pray them in. Just, kind of beautiful group of people that I love like you wouldn't believe. But there's some issues. I mean, we're all decrepitly human. We're going to have our issues. But let's work them out like Jesus outlined for us. Not be two-faced. So, when we had one of our bi-weekly meals at the church last night, and I didn't go. And I hadn't planned on not going. I fully intended all day long to go, but when it came down to it, I was busy working on Hanani's crate in here, and to think about walking in a place with a bunch of people smiling at me and complain, and I don't know who it is complaining behind my back. I don't know how many, I don't know who. That kind of takes a lot of the joy out of being there. And I'm a big girl. I'll, by God's grace, I'll get over it. And I'll be damned if this is going to get me out of there. But it hurts. Really hurts. I know how I'm going to handle it. And this video is part of me handling it. One, because I know others are going to see this. Two, I believe everything that God allows in our lives is a learning opportunity. And I'm learning that I'm not going to pack my shit and go this time. I mean, I didn't do that all the time before, because there was a couple other times that, we were able to work through some things, and then it was nice. But it just, I have no room in my life for fakers and liars. Which fakers, liars, kind of the same thing if you think about it. I know who the father of lies is, and I want absolutely no likeness with him whatsoever. And my hopes are that you wouldn't either. So if this video gets around, which I hope it does, to whoever it is that's smiling to my face and complaining about me behind my back, yeah, I could rant on about how dare you, but I won't. I've done enough of that in here by myself, just me and the Lord and my dog. My dog looking at me like, what's your problem? But better than that, I love you anyway. I forgive you in advance, even though I don't even know who you are. And my hope is that God convict your heart so strongly that you never, ever do this to anybody ever again. Because, oh my goodness, it hurts. Now that I got that off my chest, we're at 15 minutes here. I am trying to get a laptop so I can not only get back to work, but do better videos. That's part of the reason why I just hate fighting with this phone. That's why I get kind of laxed on doing these videos. Because it's a little complicated and I'm like really limited on the size video, and then I have to delete it as soon as I upload it, and it takes forever to upload, and here I am complaining, but I ain't doing it behind somebody's back. I am sorry. This is gonna stick with me for a while, and I'm sorry in advance for that too. But if I don't have fun with it, it'll get me nasty, and I absolutely refuse to be a nasty, bitter person. It just doesn't suit me at all. I just really hope that all of you are having a fabulous weekend with your fabulous families. And those of us like myself that don't really have family, we can have a fabulous time anyway. God bless you all, and I will definitely make a stronger effort to see you a lot sooner. Good night.